In today's conversation, I'd like to discuss being your own best friend in a more esoteric kind of way. Well, I personally consider this normal, but I guess it could be considered esoteric. So Carl Jung coined this term called active imagination, and I do something similar to how many work with it. Active imagination is where a person engages their imagination in a loving communion with aspects in mind, which could be beyond conscious awareness, such as beliefs in relation to emotions, urges, memories, to facilitate desired manifestations, transformation, artistic and ingenuity, inspiration, to name a few benefits. These aspects, which may be considered unknown, can through active imagination or something similar be made known. Active imagination is also an easy and proven way to bring awareness to and release identification to certain beliefs not true to how you truly desire to be, to facilitate rapid desired changes in your life. We can easily, through the process, engage with certain aspects of the subconscious realm, translating them into vivid mental imagery, narratives, or personifications as separate entities or separate worlds to reconcile aspects of consciousness in a loving way. With this, we have imaginary interactions or experiences with aspects of consciousness to reconcile any seeming conflict and differences in a joyful, theatrical, mental play. And speaking of theatrical, we see the outer aspects of life on the journey to realizing our vision is actually a theatrical outpicturing of what goes on in mind, which plays out automatically. The power of your subconscious mind projects out all action and outer changes automatically through our beliefs, and thus any appearance of force and control, or even ease and flow on the journey to realizing our visions, represent identification to specific beliefs in mind in relation to sensations, perceptions, thoughts, emotions, and memories stored in the subconscious mind. Simply put, reality works, or we could say plays out, the way you believe it does. And that's stated. It is the beliefs in relation to these aspects, sensations, perceptions, thoughts, emotions, memories, that cause a person to behave as they do. So by being your own best friend and traveling with yourself in mind, you easily bring the subconscious beliefs in relation to these aspects to awareness and release identification to those beliefs if applicable. So consider this when applying what we're discussing here. You are life itself, and thus truly beyond fear-based beliefs or any beliefs. This world is made up of appearances that were once impressions that became beliefs that are now expressions of the subconscious mind, brought into existence in an animated way by your unseen power. Our goal here is to seek to understand the appearances in a loving way, while also cultivating a deeper relationship with ourselves. With that kept into consideration, there is truly thus nothing to fear in mind unless one believes there is, which then aspects of mind during exploration could seem that way, and I would not recommend that. So your higher self then plays the part of a sort of trusted Sherpa role in mind, guiding you on the paths within to revealing the nuances of your personality and relationship to the world, facilitating transformation in the process, and returning you back safely. Then when the eyes open and your body appears from this intentional, imaginal theater of the mind, it is experienced as a different one, a renewed, refined, and freer emanation of you. This is similar to our recent conversation on Holy Guardian Angel, which I'll link to in the description. What is also happening here is the cultivation of authentic confidence through this inner relationship where you travel with yourself really from world to world inside and explore the contents of mind. The all is mind. The universe is mental. Together in imagination, you discover previously hidden truths, not maliciously hidden, rather perhaps once misunderstood, that were causing the appearances in the outer aspects of life. So thus, there is no need to forcefully ignore or pretend to deny the appearances of this world and what exists in the source world, the inner world. That could create mental strain and confusion. Rather, walk calmly in mind with yourself, knowing that all worldly appearances shall be transmuted for you, as all is energy, and energy can be transmuted. You transmute it with your mind, and it appears accordingly, as stated in the Kabbalion. Mind, as well as metals and elements, may be transmuted from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration to vibration. True hermetic transmutation is a mental art. So you're always exclusively guided along the way by your inner best friend, who looks at all appearances and gives you the true and accurate meaning in relation to them, so you can reimagine them accordingly, to walk your own true path in life. And if not, what are the alternatives? Having past programming formed by opinions not true, masquerading as truth, directing your unseen power and calling it fate? I personally wouldn't recommend that. As Steve Jobs said in his commencement speech, follow your heart and intuition. And he also said, don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. This is not to say that opinions of this world are not helpful. They can be, yet we don't allow them to override our inner best friend relationship and our inner truths in relation to our vision, as only whatever is accepted as true can appear anyway, so opinions have no power unless they are accepted as true. Steve put so much of this technological infrastructure in place, and I would say he knew this age would come, where information through algorithms would appear repeatedly to validate what a person was imagining, whether it is helpful or not. And I don't believe it was designed to enslave a person. Technology does not know better than you. It is simply programmed by known information. Your world within is mostly unknown and the source of all that is currently known. So as you listen to yourself and trust yourself, acknowledging that all truth is found within, you could never be a slave to information from the past, no matter how much technological algorithms seem to suggest the same information or the same information from different perspectives repeatedly. If an opinion is not true to how you are ideally, you don't need to accept it as true, and we don't need to argue with this world. We let it be. It is the beliefs inside in relation to the world that perpetuates appearances. As you transform inside, so does the information. It's all done for you by the unseen power within you. And soon you're surrounded by information that encourages how you truly desire to be. So now, we are actually already our own best friend. This may have been more apparent to some when they were children, and then they could have formed beliefs about this world where they begin to believe answers when it comes to the matters of the heart are found in the world of appearances, rather than realizing that answers when it comes to the matters of the heart are found in their inner world, the source of all true wisdom. And this is not a concern, as many beliefs we learn as we experience life with each other can be helpful. However, when it comes to certain matters, we follow our heart and intuition, as they somehow already know who and how you truly desire to be. You see, any book or information was first once imagined, and those are expressions from the subconscious. I don't believe that any information was meant to be taken as dogma, for if it is, those beliefs could cause a person to repeat the same patterns in the world of appearances by not thinking for themselves. And I also don't believe a person consciously chooses to persist in false beliefs that are harmful for themselves or others. From my observation of my own life and consulting with many, what I found is that there was a confusion between the desires of being how they truly desire to be and past beliefs, not true. And you can easily discern clearly with yourself by being your own best friend. For as you do, you'll never fear when it comes to matters of the heart, and you will see clearly, reading between the lines of appearances, while also discovering the vastness of your inner world. And together you shall travel in mind and bring forth into this world further invention, innovation, and artistic expression, which already exists in the infinite mind of the All, as stated in the Kabbalion. Do not make the mistake of supposing that the little world you see around you, the earth, which is a mere grain of dust in the universe, is the universe itself. There are millions and millions of such worlds. There are millions and millions of such universes in existence within the infinite mind of the All. There are beings with powers and attributes higher than what one could dream of the gods possessing. And yet these beings were once as you. You shall go on and on and on to higher and still higher planes of life, for aeons upon aeons of time. The universe is your home, and you shall explore its furthest recesses. And in the meantime, rest calm and serene. You are safe and protected by the infinite power of the Father-Mother mind. So there could be moments in life where one may feel alone. They truly never are. That is an illusion. We have our best friend, and not a single bit of information in this world could suggest otherwise. For we are the only suggester and suggestee inside. Also, nothing in this world can distract you from your vision, as it actually doesn't. It is only beliefs identified in mind that present themselves as distraction, looking to be released. And so your friend in mind releases them for you, as also stated in the Kabbalion. So do not feel insecure or afraid. We are all held firmly in the infinite mind of the All, and there is naught to hurt us or for us to fear. There is no power outside of the All to affect us, so we may rest calm and secure. There is a world of comfort and security in this realization when once attained. Now, from the journey in mind, you know what belief you are identifying with, and if it's not helpful, it can be released. And as it is, for example, if one feels overwhelmed with the so many choices that appear, decision-making happens automatically as you operate automatically and autotelically from your vision. So now let's talk about how we can easily and joyously apply all of this and experience the same results. So similar to Carl Jung's active imagination, there are 3 steps. I also recommend keeping a journal or a note-taking device beside you, as you'll find you'll get some wonderful insights which can be turned into autosuggestions if you like to use them. Step number 1, observation. A 20-minute meditation of focusing your attention on your breathing prior can be helpful, although I simply lay down and start applying this. You'll find that as you operate from an alpha brainwave flow state, it is easier to step into this versus a beta brainwave state, which I'll link in the description to a video where we discussed this recently. So you can apply this sitting on a chair or wherever you feel comfortable. I actually have a couch beside my desk, which I lay down on my back and perform this. So firstly, we bring ourselves to a calm center where we are observing our thoughts, imaginal activities, and letting them be without identifying with them. Simple relaxation and mental observation, if there is any mental activity without tension or mental strain. Perhaps think of something relaxing if it helps, or focus on your breathing slowly. Eventually, you are in a calm state. Focusing on slow breathing and relaxing the muscles helps as well. Then as you are relaxed, it's step number 2, initiating the journey. As the mind has calmed and we feel we are present, we then choose a topic. Perhaps it could be a relationship challenge to discuss with yourself or whatever you'd like. You may imagine an auditory conversation with yourself or visually see yourself or combination in a scene, starting a conversation with yourself on any topic you want, like you would with a mentor or a friend. We inwardly initiate the conversation about the topic, acknowledging yourself as all-knowing, all-loving, and all-wise, which becomes easier as you apply this. We allow our attention to remain on the topic if the mind wanders into different areas, gently bringing it back to the topic. Then step number 3, subconscious reconciliation. Now, as you engage in this inner conversation, notice how different memories, people, or characters may show up in mind. You may start talking to them about the experiences. Your friend is there to support you and reveal the truth. The subconscious may start sending you perceptions, thoughts, emotions, symbols, or memories for reconciliation and making peace with, which is the intention. Doorways into other worlds may also appear. If you feel comfortable, you can explore them with your friend. You'll find that this all flows quite organically without deciding. It feels like this journey is happening for you. Ideas will show up, insights, perspectives. Clarity will be found on certain seeming challenges. You'll start to discover more attributes about yourself. Sometimes I'm with myself, and we're looking at the, let's say if I did relationship experience from a third-party perspective. And together we discuss how it would be ideally. Perhaps I thought something in the experience that was not true. As we're looking at the experience from a third-party perspective, the true meaning shows up. At this point, if you'd like, you could take a note in your journal to turn them into auto-suggestions. Or you could continue if you find that distracting, as you are actually, through the mental theater with yourself, making peace and reconciling within. This is a very lucid state of mind. You may even find yourself in a state akin to sleep, theta brainwave state, as the imaginal activity becomes more vivid as you continue to travel in mind. Remember, you are safe in mind. Your friend is all wise and loving, and you'll start to notice more interesting experiences happen automatically in your imagination. And when you wake up, you'll notice that you've changed. You may also notice certain situations in your life have changed. You may notice you'll carry yourself differently, I would say more authentic to how you truly are. You'll also feel a heightened degree of self-confidence as you've further developed your relationship with yourself. And this will be all a result of, through this active imagination kind of process, going on a journey within to further encourage all that is true and release identification to the beliefs that are not true. And so when you're complete with the experience, you may note in your journal, you may turn some of the insights into autosuggestions. And notice as you're doing this, this becomes natural again with practice. As mentioned, as children, we may have done this quite often, and it was very helpful. Through this practice, we're allowing ourselves to build this relationship with ourselves inside further. And it's amazing the kind of insights that you get, which again can be turned into autosuggestions to further encourage how you truly desire to be, transforming the world of appearances to match as far as the senses perceive. So I trust you found this video to be helpful. Let's go ahead and conclude this with an autosuggestion to further encourage. You could say, I am my own best friend. I am always comfortable with myself in mind. I acknowledge that the all is mind. The universe is mental for my benefit and experience. In my imagination, I explore the contents of eternity and choose how to represent myself as life itself, which is all that I truly desire, all that I love, which is what I am already, expressing outwardly automatically by the unseen power within me as far as my senses perceive. If you would like a copy of this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.